It's remarkable how a single word can flip your whole world upside down. Disappear. That's what she told me, standing there in our living room with her arms folded tight, like she was daring me to push back. We'd been clashing for weeks. No, probably months. Petty arguments kept snowballing into something bigger until it felt like we weren't partners anymore. We'd become opponents sharing the same address. I tried everything to fix it. I pleaded with her to talk to me, to be open, to explain what she needed that I wasn't giving. But instead of honesty, she gave me the coldest command a husband can hear. Why don't you just disappear? For a moment I actually thought about it. Maybe I should pack a bag, walk out, and free her from whatever burden I had become. Maybe that's what she really wanted all along. But something inside me shifted right then. She wanted me gone, fine. But I wouldn't fade away quietly. If I disappeared, it would be in a way she could never erase from memory. That's when Jessica entered the story. Her best friend. Always present at birthdays, vacations, family gatherings. She wasn't just a friend to my wife. She was practically woven into the fabric of our family. But Jessica, she noticed me. Even when my wife acted like I was invisible, Jessica asked about my day. When my wife scrolled through her phone during dinner, Jessica leaned in and actually listened. At first, I thought I was imagining it, convincing myself she cared because I was starving for attention. Then came the night of the explosion, the night my wife told me to disappear. Hours later, Jessica sent me a message. 4 simple words. Are you okay? That was all it took. I poured everything out. Our arguments, the silence, the way I felt like a ghost in my own home. Jessica didn't judge. She didn't lecture me or tell me to toughen up. She just said, you don't deserve that. No one does. The very next night, while my wife was out with her friends, I met Jessica for coffee. 1 cup turned into 2 hours of conversation. Talking led to laughter, the kind I hadn't heard in my house for years. And laughter soon grew into something heavier, something dangerous. First it was innocent. Just more talks, stolen moments, longer hugs that lingered too long. But then, after yet another fight that ended with my wife slamming the door, I drove straight to Jessica's. She opened the door with a look that said she'd been waiting for me all along. That night we crossed the line. And here's the truth. I didn't feel guilty. Not even a little. 'Cause for the first time in years I felt alive. I felt wanted. And I realized that my wife's cruel command had set me free. She told me to disappear and I had, but not in the way she expected. Course secrets never stay buried. My wife began to notice. The late-night texts, Jessica's sudden distance, my excuses to leave the house. One evening she cornered me, suspicion dripping from every word. Where do you go when you vanish like that? She demanded. I met her eyes and answered. You told me to disappear. So I did. Her face froze. With my best friend. The silence that followed was unbearable. Her skin turned pale, then flushed with rage. She screamed, sobbed, hurled whatever she could grab. Every emotion ripped out of her at once. But it was too late. The truth was out. Her friendship with Jessica collapsed instantly. Years of loyalty reduced to ashes in one revelation. But Jessica didn't back away. She stood beside me even when my wife tried to drag us through the mud. The fallout was brutal. Friends picked sides. Relatives whispered behind our backs. My wife painted herself as the betrayed victim and me as the monster. But those who truly knew us, they'd seen the cracks long before Jessica and I crossed that line. In the end, my wife got exactly what she demanded. I disappeared. Just not as the defeated man she imagined. I disappeared with the one person she never expected me to take with me. Her best friend. And the sweetest part. I wasn't just gone. I was happy. Jessica and I didn't hide away in the shadows. We built something real. Something stitched together with honesty, laughter, and connection. The very pieces missing from my marriage for years. My wife was left standing in the wreckage of her own arrogance, finally realizing how dangerous words can be. She told me to disappear, and I did, forever changing her world in a way she'd never undo. Do I regret it? Not for a second. I regret staying in a loveless marriage as long as I did. I regret wasting years on someone who treated me like I was disposable. But leaving with Jessica, that was the best decision of my life. Because sometimes revenge isn't loud. It isn't violent. It isn't even deliberate. Sometimes revenge is just taking someone's careless words and turning them into the very blade that cuts them down. She said disappear. So I did, hand in hand with her best friend. And that wound will never close. In the end, the house was silent. Her anger had burned itself out, leaving only the hollow stare of someone who finally understood she had lost more than a husband. She had lost her closest friend too. Jessica stood beside me at the door, calm and steady, while my wife crumbled under the weight of her own choices. And in that moment I understood. Disappearing wasn't an ending. It was a beginning. Her thoughtless words became her undoing. She wanted me gone, and now I was. Gone in every way that mattered, never to return. Life has a way of transforming bitterness into clarity. And if I've learned one thing, it's this. Never let anyone treat you as if you're replaceable. Walk away with your dignity intact. And now I'll ask you, if you were standing in my place, what would you have done?